Welcome back to Jersey Real Estate Insights. Are you exhausted from submitting multiple offers and not getting accepted? What about the waiving your appraisers? I have a great guest today here with me, Michael Graber from Fairway Mortgage, who will uncover a great information about waiving your appraiser. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we always love to hear your comments. Let's welcome Michael. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me.
To kick off our discussion, could you tell us more about what is appraisal coverage for those who choose to waive the appraisal? How does it work?
That is a great question. This market, as we know, has been so tough and so competitive, where it's become commonplace that people have to waive their appraisal contingency. And we had so many buyers who were worried about waiving their appraisal contingency because they didn't have the extra cash and they didn't want to come up with the extra cash, even if they did have it. So we worked on a solution for them where if it comes short, they do have to deal with the psychological ramifications of knowing someone said it came short, but we did take care of the financial piece so that financially there's no difference. The monthly payment stays the same and the closing costs stay the same.
How you do that?
Yeah, I've been told that I'm a magician, so it is not exactly magic. So what we do is if it comes short, in theory, that would mean that the buyer needs to have PMI or some form of PMI. Now, most people think of PMI as an added monthly cost. Rather than adding a monthly cost, which would change their monthly payment, we do it by way of what's called the single premium mortgage insurance. So it's a one-time fee that eliminates the need for PMI for the life of the loan. Now, if all we did was add a one-time fee, we'd be charging the buyer more money and their closing costs would increase and that wouldn't do much. So what we do is, at the same time that we add that fee, we add a lender credit for the same amount so that it costs the buyer nothing. We pay for the insurance for the buyer. So then their monthly payment stays the same and their cash to close stays the same.
Michael, is there a cap or limit to the coverage provided when individuals choose to waive the property appraisal?
Great question. So first I want to clarify one thing. When we waive the appraisal contingency, if we don't get a Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac generated property inspection waiver, we still do need to do the appraisal. It's just that the results of the appraisal won't affect the buyer. So we are still going to do one. When it comes in, are there limitations? There are some limitations, but there's not the limitations most people think there are. If it comes 100,000 short, we're still covering the buyer. The limitations of the program are, first of all, it needs to be a primary residence. Second of all, it needs to be an owner-occupied residence. Third of all, the buyer has to be putting down 20%. And fourth, it's capped at a purchase price of $1.435 million. Those are the limitations of the program. The number is like a really specific number, and it's because 80% of that is the max loan amount that I have a program for to cover it with that single premium mortgage insurance.
As we continue our exploration of waiving the property appraisal, let's address a fundamental question: the motivations behind this decision and the potential financial outcomes. Why would you do it? Don't you lose money?
An appraisal in general is looked upon by buyers as a statement of fact, right? It's just a definitive answer. This is what the value of the home is. And an appraisal could be nothing further from that. It says in the report itself that it is an opinion of value. And so it's really, really important who does the appraisal. Is it someone who's coming from Atlantic County and Ocean County to Bergen County and then their opinion isn't really worth very much? Or is it someone local? So that's a factor, into the process as well. For us, our appraisers are all local. They only appraise within the county that they live in. And historically speaking, our appraisals come in at better than 95, right around 98% of the time. So it's not frequent that something comes short. When it does come short, it doesn't come short by a large amount. Is someone taking a risk on losing money because an appraiser said that it wasn't worth that much? I would say no, even if it did come short. And the reason I would say that is really threefold. I'm going to go with threefold, but maybe it's only two. I would say it's the following. Number one, property values are going to appreciate significantly over the next 10 years. So if they spent an extra $10,000, $20,000, $50,000, is it something that's going to affect them in the long run? No. If they sell in 1 or 2 years, could it affect them negatively? Possibly. But in these cases, right, when there's 10, 20, 30 offers, it's not like this offer was 50 over and that offer was 150 offer. They're all relatively close. So we know that the market is still there, even if the appraisals for the comps haven't yet caught up. So the market is to the point where they're not really going to lose money, even if they're overpaying, quote unquote, right? That's the view, is that they're overpaying. They're not overpaying. That's the market value. So I would say no, they're not going to lose money.
Let's now explore the question of whether this decision is beneficial for every property transaction. In the scenario where property's value falls short after waiving the appraisal, what are the implications for the buyer?
So I think it's beneficial for every single family home, yes. Do I think it's beneficial to waive it for every condo? Maybe not. It depends. I think that the way that condo appraisals are done, and as a result, the ease for condos to appreciate is not there as much as it is for single family homes, that I would say yes to all single family homes and yes to probably 90% of the condos, but some of them maybe not.
I would like to thank Michael for this great information about shedding light on the appraiser issues and how we can waive the appraiser and get our offers accepted. If you have further questions and would like to know how that works, please feel free to contact us. We're always here to help you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we always love to hear your comments. Thanks for watching.
Thank you so much for listening. It was great to spread this product information for you guys. Certainly feel free to reach out, primarily through Gohar. We got to get a house, and that's the hardest part. But when you get there and you need help, please feel free to reach out. Michael Graber, 646-831-0380.